championship contender. Welcome back to Kansas City. Courtney Lyle alongside Katie George and Holly McPeak. Madison Fitzpatrick on the sidelines for us. We just watched Texas A&M sweep a team in Pitt who had never been swept all season. What did the Aggies show you?
They have no weakness. They were dominant. Texas A&M had never played in a national semifinal. No problem. They started out right out of the gate. So hot, strong, dominant. I don't think they have any weaknesses. Very capable of winning a national title, Holly.
Texas A&M is the #9 overall seed in this tournament. The last time a #9 seed won the national championship was my alma mater in 2011, UCLA.
Of course you're mentioning that. Well, they'll have a chance to play for a title on Sunday. We're about to decide who their opponent will be, and the only #1 seed remaining in this tournament is the Kentucky Wildcats, and they have a power punch on the outside.
Well, they have the 2024 SEC Player of the Year in Brooklyn DeLay and the 2025 SEC Player in Eva Hudson. These outside hitters never come off the court, and they are so in sync in their attacks, so they stress you as a block. You don't know where the ball is going to be set because Kentucky doesn't just have one alpha, they've got two. Eva Hudson has been such an incredible addition coming from Purdue. She is lethal on the outside pin, but anywhere on the court. Wisconsin's gonna have to try to slow down these two, Court.
Yeah, they have been incredible all season. What a get for Eva Hudson in the transfer portal from Purdue to go to Kentucky, and now she is a finalist for National Player of the Year. On the Wisconsin side, they're a very balanced team, Holly, but leading this offense is just a sophomore in Charlie Furbringer, their setter.
Charlie Furbringer has had a huge impact on this Wisconsin volleyball program. For the first day she stepped on campus, it's her innate ability to make the hitters around her better, her consistent location, her decision to get everybody the ball in the best situations, and the way she reads the game. Look at this beautiful feed behind her, and this is why Wisconsin is humming in this tournament. Look for Kentucky to try and slow the Wisconsin offense down with their block.
Yeah, not easier said than done. This Wisconsin offense, first in the nation in kills per set, first in assists per set. For Wisconsin, Madison, they have faced a lot of adversity this year.
Yeah, and in the middle of the season, some doubted that Wisconsin could make it this far. But I asked Carter Booth what drove this team this season, and she said adversity. Adversity like injuries to starters, adversity like being a 3 seed in the regional, adversity like playing in one of the toughest regional environments. But she said throughout all of that, what that adversity did was it made them tougher in the NCAA awards toughness. And it's that toughness they're going to need against Kentucky, because Booth said playing Kentucky's like battling our mirror. What it will come down to is work rate and who can outwork the other.
Yeah, Madison, Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin's head coach, told us all 4 teams that made the national semifinals, toughness, grit, you saw it in all of them entering this weekend.
He called them blue-collar programs. He said, think steel-toed boots, lunch pails, hard hats. Toughest teams are going to advance, and we saw that in game 1 with Texas A&M.
Winner gets Texas A&M in the national championship match. Malincezzo will start off with a service error. A little bit of nerves getting ready to go in this one. Both of these programs have national titles to their name. Kentucky was the national champion in 2020, Wisconsin in 2021. O'Brien going in the middle to Kennedy Washington. And that drops in for Wisconsin.
Perfect placement by Mimi Collier in the coffin corner. Hudson was chasing and couldn't believe where that ball dropped.
Like threading a needle. So well done.
Mimi Collier with the power tip. She's also a finalist for the National Player of the Year. Kelly Sheffield brings in this program on a 13-match winning streak. It's his 6th national semifinal appearance, and of course brought home that only national title in Wisconsin history back in 2021. Brooklyn DeLay tooling the block, and Kelly Sheffield facing an old friend in Craig Skinner. These two go way back, both Muncie, Indiana products. And Craig Skinner has set a standard at Kentucky that is tough to beat. They've made the NCAA tournament every season he's been the head coach. He's now a 7-time SEC Coach of the Year as they won a 9th straight SEC title. Charlie Furbringer goes to Carter Booth in the middle.
Charlie Furbringer is going to find Carter Booth as often as she can. Carter Booth is the emotional leader of this Wisconsin team.
I'd say so. You see her post-game interview after beating Texas?
Certainly did.
She refuses to lose.
I love the passion. I love the enthusiasm that she plays with. Her entire team feeds off of it.
Free ball back to Wisconsin. Furbringer running that middle, and Carter Booth.
Kentucky miscue on offense, a free ball to Wisconsin, and the hottest team in the country offensively. Wisconsin strikes back with a free ball kill to Carter Booth in the middle.
Furbringer serving short. Eva Hudson takes the pass. O'Brien feeding Brooklyn DeLay. It's dug up. Grace Egan tracks it down into the table. Cassie O'Brien, the center, got a swing off on that.
Don't have to overpower it by any means. Sometimes a nice finesse shot to the backcourt is good enough.
Cassie O'Brien, the National Freshman of the Year, did not start out the season as their starting center, but won the job just a few matches into the year. If it works, you go back to it, you go back to Booth.
Wisconsin taking care of their pass, and when Charlie Furbringer's got the ball in her hands, magic happens. She runs the offense, but this is the highest percentage kill out of the middle to Carter Booth, so you're going to see that a lot tonight.
Carter Booth, the last 11 matches, is hitting .529. That is a monster number. Over 300 would be nice.
Wow. How about that heat from Mimi Collier out of the back row?
A key get in the transfer portal this season. She wasn't there very long before Kelly Sheffield scooped her up, spent 3 seasons at Oregon, and entered the portal right after Matt Ulmer told the team that he was leaving to take the Kansas job. Free ball back to Wisconsin. Carter Booth, the only one that's played on this stage before, is thriving.
This is exactly what you want if you're Wisconsin. Strong service pressure forces Kentucky out of system, so they send over a free ball, and then you're able to run your middle blocker straight up on a quick one.
Wisconsin is hitting 1,000 to start this match. That is perfect, and they're on a 3-0 run.
Welcome back to T-Mobile Center. Wisconsin up 8-2 in the first set. Well, Courtney talked about Skinner and Sheffield both grew up in Muncie, Indiana. They graduated the same year. They both left for a year, and then they came back and joined forces coaching the JV team at Muncie. Burris, check out this photo. Look at all that hair. Craig Skinner was the head coach, Sheffield the assistant. Their JV team went undefeated in 1990. Sheffield said at the time, neither of them imagined coaching would turn into a lifelong career, but here they are, still good friends with a whole lot of history between them.
Skinner said he's full of crap, but all in good fun.
Yeah, these two are really close friends. In fact, they talked on the phone on Monday before they were set to play each other this week in the championship. Craig Skinner's got to bring those pants back, too. Those are incredible. Did you see that? Carter Booth dominating this match right now. Whoa!
Watch Carter Booth in the middle of the court. This is Brooklyn DeLay out of the back row. She is deadly from back there. Solo block, beautiful handwork by Carter Booth.
Do you feel like we're seeing a different level of fire from Carter Booth right now?
Absolutely. This is her senior year, and she is leading this young team by example. She stepped into a leadership role this year, and you can tell in the way she plays.
She said she has more pride. She's poured more into it this season, having been that leader for this team, and it shows.
Four kills, 1 block for Carter Booth. Trinity Ward on the serve for Kentucky. And it's a service error. For Wisconsin, it's a team that's been through ups and downs, like Madison talked about. 10 newcomers on this Wisconsin team. And then factor in that Charlie Furbringer, their starting setter, missed 9 matches with a dislocated shoulder, and she told us she tore her labrum in her shoulder.
The interesting thing about that is Charlie Furbringer sat on the bench and studied the way her team played in the areas where she needed to feed her hitters better, and she has come back on fire running this offense.
Is Carr working at the net and throws it down for Kentucky. You see, with and without Charlie Furbringer, with her as their setter, they're hitting over 300, close to 350. What is your favorite thing about her as a setter?
I love her decision-making, the way she reads the game, and you can tell she instills confidence in her hitters, the eye contact, the way she talks to her attackers.
Furbringer pushing it outside to Una Vajagic.
I also like one of the things that Furbringer mentioned and that she learned having spent time on the bench through that injury. She said, I needed to set the middle more. I needed to feed Carter Booth more, and she did that as soon as she was able to play again.
Yeah, and you're seeing it here early on in this match. 4 swings for Booth, 4 kills. Eva Hudson, one-handed save by Mimi Collier. It goes out, and that's a point for Kentucky.
And you see Eva Hudson after that kill saying, let's go, let's move, let's go, trying to will this team to cut into this deficit here for Kentucky.
Dug up by Egan, pass goes over. And Lizzie Carr wide.
Lizzie Carr saying to her true freshman setter, Cassie O'Brien, get me higher, get me higher. She needs that set a little bit higher so that she can go up and hit it at its highest point of contact.
And at 6'6" for Lizzie Carr, you want that high point of contact.
Vajagic serving at Brooklyn DeLay. She'll get the swing too. Brooklyn DeLay was last year's SEC Player of the Year.
Kentucky needs to find a way to slow Wisconsin down. Wisconsin's feeling it offensively, and that means you have to serve tough. You have to attack them from the service line. Molly Tuzzo is the best server on the Kentucky team.
Wisconsin is siding out 100% of the time right now. That means every time Kentucky serves, Wisconsin is winning the point.
Not a good stat if you're Kentucky.
Great stat if you're Wisconsin, correct. And that trend continues as Mimi Collier gets the swing and the kill.
Halfway through the first set to be hitting or siding out 100% of the time, that's unbelievable.
And hitting 1,000.
That too.
Kristen Simon, their freshman libero, on the serve. Asia Thigpen tracking down that set. It's going over. Molly Tuzzo with the setup to Brooklyn DeLay. This time she'll send it out to Thigpen. Shoved down by Mimi Collier.
Molly Tuzzo is a great setter for Kentucky on the second contact. Unfortunately, too tight on both those sets, which allows Mimi Collier to go up and shove this ball down.
Misconnection between Cassie O'Brien and Kennedy Washington. The offense just not flowing right now for Kentucky. They're going to take a timeout. Wisconsin up 15-6 here in the opening set.
Wisconsin's offense is rolling, and behind Carter Booth in the middle, she is feeling it. Set the middle more, and good things happen. Carter Booth, both sides of the ball, dominating the start of this match for Wisconsin.
She's got 4 kills on 4 swings and a block. And Wisconsin on a 3-0 run right now. Kentucky has used both timeouts in this set. No more timeouts for the Wildcats.
Listened in on the Kentucky timeout. It was the outside hitter tandem, Brooklyn DeLay and Eva Hudson speaking up first. Brooklyn said, take a deep breath. This could be our last game. We need to play like we know how to play. And then Eva Hudson said, don't be scared. No tails between our legs. Let's play like the 1 seed that we are. Skinner came in and said, good news, we can't play any worse. We have to focus on chipping away now.
I love that, Madison, because right now, Kentucky seems a bit out of sync. It also seems like they're playing nervous. You've got a true freshman setter in Cassie O'Brien. It seems like it's going to take Kentucky a little bit to kind of find their rhythm and refine their confidence.
Agreed. This is a gigantic match for Cassie O'Brien, the freshman setter for Kentucky. She was playing high school ball a year ago, and here she is on the biggest stage in college volleyball.
Furbringer is trying to send that over. Brooklyn Delay coming in on the attack. Furbringer running Booth on the slide, and she tools the block.
Danny Busboom-Kelly talked to us last week about setters. When they get tight, they lose the tempo of their set, and that could be happening to Kentucky right now. Good use of the block by Carter Booth on that slide.
When the tempo slows, how does that affect the other team, the defense?
It allows the block to get set up, and the hitter does not get that rhythm that they're used to when you can push the ball with tempo out to the pins.
Your timing's off, certainly, as an attacker when you're approaching it. You might jump too early, or you get there too late when the set's not in tempo.
Furbringer to Booth, and Wisconsin is still siding out 100% of the time.
And so there was a disconnect there between Furbringer and Booth, but when you're 6'6" and you can reach like that, that certainly helps.
She's actually 6'7", but yeah.
Oh, I shortened her an inch. How could I?
Turns it wide, all the momentum with Wisconsin right now, a team that has really hit their stride, especially towards the postseason here. This Wisconsin team had to go to Texas. That is a tough environment to have to beat a Texas team who was a #1 seed to advance to this semifinal.
That ball able to drop for Kentucky, but you're right, going to Texas. They also had to face Stanford, who was a red-hot team at the end of the season, beat them, and then beat the home team, Texas. So this Wisconsin team has so much confidence coming into this match.
They're playing like it here. No attacking errors for Wisconsin. Siding out at 100%. They're winning every point when Kentucky is serving. One-arm save by Molly Brezowitz. Furbringer tossing it back to Grace Egan.
Free ball, you gotta use it.
O'Brien gives it to her middle. Blocked.
Carter Booth is everywhere for Wisconsin. Not only is she dominating offensively, watch her identify where this ball's going over. She scoots out in front of her hitter and shuts down that ball on Lizzie Carr.
And you just love the passion. It's contagious from Carter Booth.
They were trying to run Lizzie Carr on the slide. And the offense just continuing to look out of rhythm for Kentucky. Kentucky's hitting 080, Wisconsin's hitting 800.
Kentucky want to side out right here. Try to gain some momentum. Gain some momentum by going on a run. You guys mentioned the serve receive and the side out percentage of Wisconsin. Can you side out here and get a run going?
Mimi Collier soaring.
Wisconsin's running and attacking their offense from every spot in the court. We've seen Mimi Collier out of the back row, but this team is just rolling.
Craig Skinner told Brooklyn Delay to get into serve receive, so they push out Molly Brezowitz. Brooklyn Delay in middle back. Ooh!
Natalie Wardlow took a spill there on the serve. She is up and a smile on her face, so that's a good sign.
Good to see her get up and she's okay.
She rolls her own ankle. On that left ankle. Glad she's okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty lethal.
The sound of the ball coming off Mimi Collier's hands, number 15 in black for Wisconsin. And that attack is out of the back row. Incredible.
She jumps from behind the 10-foot line, and her body is right at the net. That's how far she goes to reach for that ball. It's like she's attacking from the front row because she's so powerful and can jump so high.
She's added 4 inches to her vertical this season.
Great run down by Egan.
O'Brien pushing it to Eva Hudson. Furbringer trying to get aggressive and dump. Back row attack not working for Kentucky. Here's a thick pin. Got through the block.
Really like that run from Cassie O'Brien to incorporate thick pin. It was a nice in-tempo fast set to that right side pin.
One play at a time, trying to find that rhythm, and Cassie O'Brien playing her way into this match, trying to find that tempo to get Kentucky back on track offensively.
Asia Thigpen, a player who wasn't naturally an opposite or playing on the right side. They made that move right before the season started. She's adjusted well. Tuzzo setting up Hudson. It's long. Wisconsin needs 2 more points to win this set.
Little long, but I really like that run from Tuzzo trying to keep Eva Hudson involved in the back court.
Unaviagic out of Serbia. Big pin. She's found the cheat code for getting through that block.
Asia Thigpen's got a quick arm. Number 20 in white gets through that seam quickly. Pretty well-formed block by Wisconsin, just late on the press.
Going over. Advantage to the setter, Charlie Furbringer.
Anytime you've got to overpass, you want to stay aggressive. Charlie Furbringer on her side of the net makes herself a defensive player. Really good stop by Furbringer.
And it's set point Wisconsin. Perfect pass for Kentucky.
Nice coverage.
Delay second swing. Booth, slide. Set 1 to Wisconsin.
Carter Booth could not be stopped in set 1. In front of the setter, behind the setter. You get a roll shot out of this. They run on a slide straight down the line. Excellent efficiency from Carter Booth.
Wisconsin had no attacking errors in that set. They sided out at 100%. Mimi Collier and Carter Booth leading the way with 7 kills apiece on Wisconsin in the first set. Domination in the semifinal.
What's my definition of success?
Well, I talked to Carter Booth about her refuse to lose interview. She said, I've taken ownership. There's a different level of pride to what I do day in and day out. And like you see right there, shirts were made from this iconic post-match interview. They raised $3,000. Sheffield matched it at $6,000. And all the proceeds went to Carter's favorite charity, a charity that helps underprivileged kids in sports buy their gear. She said, organized sports are sometimes not that accessible to everyone. So I wanted to give back to people with similar cultural experiences as me. And she said, it's just a really cool way to take that iconic line and to help others.
Madison, I don't know about you, but if I had a teammate who said that, I'd run through a brick wall for her.
And it looks like Wisconsin was in that first set.
Kentucky had 7 hitting errors, couldn't get anything going, but you have to credit Wisconsin. Their defense was fantastic. We talk about their offense because they lead the country in offensive numbers, but their defense was on point as well.
So Wisconsin hit 682. They did not have an attacking error. If you're Kentucky, what do you do?
Wipe it, leave it behind, forget about it. The mark of a great team is how you respond in the face of adversity. That was by no means a great performance by Kentucky in set 1. How do you respond here?
Carter Booth and Mimi Collier leading Wisconsin with 7 kills apiece. Kentucky hit just 0.56 in that first set. Can they settle in here, or can Wisconsin just continue marching on? Winner of this one goes to the national championship match on Sunday to face Texas A&M. Kentucky team. They're 7-1 when they dropped the first set this season. So they've been in this position before.
Slow starters, but good start right out of the middle. Lizzie Carr getting her going.
Slow starters, but good responders.
Perfect pass to Furbringer. They run Grace Egan out of the back row. They have so many weapons all over the court.
I think that's what makes Wisconsin so hard to stop. They've got threats from everywhere on the floor, and Charlie Furbringer knows how to get them the ball.
O'Brien out to Brooklyn delay, and that's looking better.
When my teammates and I played in high-level big matches, to keep the focus on the here and now, we used to cut the game into games of 5, little games of 5. Okay, let's just focus right now to be the first team to 5. Then we'll regroup, and then let's go to be the first team to 10. I think sometimes breaking down the focus and making it more manageable helps you work yourself into a match.
And Kentucky's Brooklyn delay gets a block of Carter Booth.
In the first set, Kentucky was leaving the middle blocker one-on-one with Carter Booth. This time, Brooklyn delay comes over to help, and it pays off with the big Kentucky block.
Look how far inside she had to work to close off that block. Great lateral movement.
First with attacking error for Wisconsin tonight. Furbringer, dump it.
Heck of a dump there from an offensive setter in Charlie Furbringer.
You have to worry about all the hitters, but you also have to worry about Charlie Furbringer. Block in front of her, and she avoids it.
Furbringer, just a sophomore, but came in, and Kelly Sheffield talked about her creativity as a setter. And it hit the antenna. How do you think the personnel that this year's Wisconsin team has fits Charlie Furbringer's setting and her style and her creativity?
I think Charlie Furbringer could set a team of anybody because she makes everybody better. She finds the set, she finds the tempo and rhythm that each hitter wants, but obviously they've got a ton of dynamic offensive threats, so that makes Furbringer's job fun.
Eva Hudson breaks through the Wisconsin block.
Carter Booth wants that one back, couldn't quite identify where the ball was after her block touch. But Kentucky, first to 5, good response coming out in set 2 here. Now can you be first to 10?
We talked about Carter Booth being that emotional leader for Wisconsin. Well, Eva Hudson is that way for Kentucky. She just had that big kill. Slam down from Carter Booth. Wisconsin's got 4 points off of 6 serves by Mimi Collier. Kennedy Washington will use the block.
Great pass there by Molly Tuzzo to put the ball on O'Brien's head. But then O'Brien undersets Kennedy Washington, and she recognizes that it's a low set. What she does, tools the block with a nice tip.
One-handed set to Booth. Carter Booth already has 9 kills.
Carter Booth set the middle. The theme continues, and Carter Booth demands that ball offensively.
Her career high, by the way, is 14. She's at 9 right now in set 2. O'Brien, the National Freshman of the Year, a second-team All-American this year, on the serve in a service error. So Kentucky's trying to get something going, looking a little more stable coming out in this set. Overpass. Furbringer, the dump right to the donut, the middle of the court.
Grace Egan does such a good job from the service line. She forces an overpass, puts it right on top of Charlie Furbringer's head, which allows her to get involved offensively. Keeps the defense really honest when you have an active setter like that that's willing to take the ball over on the second contact.
Every time we talk to coaches in every match at every level, they say, look, serve and pass, that's the basic. And right now, Wisconsin's putting a ton of pressure on the Kentucky passers and not the same from Kentucky.
And that time Kentucky was ready for it. Lizzie Carr stuck a hand up there. Kentucky saying they didn't touch it. But let this rally continue. That long on delay.
I think Kentucky has a fair gripe there. I don't think that ball was touched at the block by Lizzie Carr.
Now that is something that Craig Skinner could challenge. He just stood up to talk to his team, but they've already beckoned for the point.
Looks like it did get a piece of the block.
Also looked like Kentucky was in the net.
Possibly. Kentucky has been led all season long by their dynamic dude, Brooklyn DeLay, Eva Hudson. They're the two players who are going to have to lead this team.
Mimi Collier. One arm save from Eva Hudson. Net violation on Kentucky, point Badgers.
Alicia Andrew doing a really nice job defensively in the middle, winning that battle on the tight balls for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin now's got to get a serve over. They've had 3 service errors on their last 4 serves. Kristen Simon does.
Guess who?
Carter Booth.
Tight pass leads to a tight set, right into a closet where Carter Booth's waiting.
You have to make Carter Booth move. You can't go straight ahead and have her only take 1 step defensively at the net.
Out of system swing. Collier got a touch on it. And Wisconsin has its first lead of the set.
The way Wisconsin's moving as a unit, it's so smooth.
They seem very connected where you're seeing disconnect on Kentucky's side right now.
It's a 3-0 run for Wisconsin. Just a bit long.
For Kentucky, you're tied up at 10. Little games to 5, next to 15.
You mentioned the 2 outsides, Holly, for Kentucky. Eva Hudson and Brooklyn DeLay right now. 7 kills between them, but Brooklyn DeLay's hitting 0.
Yeah, these are 2 players who usually dominate matches, and those numbers are low for both of them.
Why are they not dominating here?
One, because Kentucky's not passing. They haven't been able to get them in a nice offensive rhythm where they've got seams in the block. It's a lot of out-of-system stuff.
So then Cassie O'Brien at setter, she's on the run, therefore having set out a system, which automatically makes your location more difficult to find. So there's some disconnect.
Out of system meaning you don't have all 3 attacking options. It's a predictable set of where you're going to go.
That was an out-of-system play right there, but a great set by Molly Tuzzo, and then DeLay's able to find the outside hand and tip it off the block.
Tuzzo, big push from way deep in the court, and Brooklyn DeLay gets her feet there so she can work off the outside hand of the blocker. Well done by Brooklyn DeLay of Kentucky.
Brooklyn DeLay from Topeka, Kansas, so not far from where we are here in Kansas City, was the Kansas Gatorade Player of the Year back in high school. Oh, Booth, nasty.
She gets on it so fast. The set is so quick. But as soon as it leaves Charlie Furbringer's hand, she's on it.
And if you're one-on-one with Carter Booth, that's a tough stop. Earlier, Brooklyn DeLay had come in to help on the block, and it paid off for Kentucky.
Carter Booth has 10 kills out of the middle. Kelly Sheffield has called her a force of nature with how she impacts the game, and I think that's been on display tonight with those 10 kills, hitting 750 and 3 blocks. Carter Booth coming from an athletic family. Her dad, Calvin, played basketball at Penn State and then 10 years in the NBA, was a GM in the NBA as well.
She's so physical, and when you have the pass, to be able to run whatever you want, look, straight up, she gets on it fast, but the physicality that Carter Booth plays for and plays with and the power is unmatched right now.
And Charlie Furbringer's recognizing that nobody's coming in to help her, so she will continue to set Carter Booth and get those one-on-one opportunities for Wisconsin.
You both were setters. How fun is it to run a middle like that?
Oh my goodness, it's a dream.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dream, especially when they've got a huge offensive window like Carter Booth.
Katie's having to sit on her hands over here.
I'm just envious, jealous of Charlie Furringer.
Booth has rotated out for now. Vajagic gets a touch.
Kentucky not finding any weaknesses in the serve receive. The passing from Wisconsin has been fantastic. And Grace Egan's been a strong addition to this Wisconsin team. 6 rotation right side player. We don't talk about that a lot.
And hadn't played on the right side before.
Eva Hudson, number 7 and white. I think it's her best swing down that line. She finds hands, she goes over the block, she avoids the defense.
Christian Simon takes the pass. Out to Vajagic.
Great pancake.
That was by Cassie O'Brien. Back row, Mimi Collier. Dug up by Tuzzo. Simon on the dig. Vajagic blocked.
How about the defense on both sides? Cassie O'Brien, get her some maple syrup. She gets her hand underneath just in time. Slides under for this pancake. Pops it up. Keeps this play alive.
And Kelly Sheffield is going to challenge this play.
Wisconsin is challenging that the pancake was unsuccessful.
So while they take a look at the pancake, we'll step aside. Wisconsin challenging this point. Wisconsin is challenging the pancake on the last rally. The call on the floor was that it was successful, meaning Cassie O'Brien got her whole hand underneath that ball. We'll show you the play again, and from this replay we can see if any part of the ball touches the floor, that ball is down, and you can see there that it does.
Yeah.
Waiting on the official word.
Half the ball hit the floor.
Guess Cassie O'Brien will have to put the maple syrup back on the shelf for now.
Craig Skinner's trying to talk to the down official.
After the review, the pancake was unsuccessful. Wisconsin will retain their challenge.
So both teams with 2 challenges remaining. As long as you're correct in that challenge, you get to keep it. Well, that first set was all Wisconsin. They had no attacking errors. Every time Kentucky served, Wisconsin won the point. They ended up winning the set 25-12. This has been closer. Kentucky trailing by just a point, and we've seen Kentucky have the lead here in set number 2.
Kentucky's definitely finding their way. They haven't found the rhythm that we're used to seeing from them, but they're getting better.
And Craig Skinner was upset with the official. He didn't know that that was also going to be the media timeout. Usually when a team hits 15 points, if we haven't had a called timeout yet, that is the media timeout. Short serve from Vajagic, and it sends Kentucky scrambling. Thigpen stuffed.
Cassie Bryan, the setter for Kentucky, tries to go long string set here to Asia Thigpen on the right, but Mimi Collier and Alicia Andrew, huge block for Wisconsin. Look how high over the net Mimi Collier is.
Wisconsin has 6 blocks, and we're just in set number 2. Collier will get the roll shot down the line. Tuzzo hops into set. O'Brien over to delay. Grace Egan with the dig. Backside to Andrew. Collier off hands. Free ball back to Wisconsin. Eva Hudson just stuck one arm out. Collier dunked by Tuzzo. Longest rally of the night.
Kentucky was digging the ball, but didn't get any good-looking transition sets. 3 different opportunities. One was too tight, and then they had to send over 2 free balls. So Kentucky needs to do a better job setting up their hitters in transition.
Do you think, Holly, some of this is self-inflicted in the fact that Kentucky's not playing up to the level we're used to seeing, or do you think that's Wisconsin forcing them into this discomfort?
Well, those missed transition sets are happening on the Kentucky side. Wisconsin has no effect on those.
Well, Wisconsin uses a timeout here. It's first of 2 in this set. Our coverage of the 2025 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship concludes Sunday with a national championship match at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Texas A&M is already there. We'll find out who the champion is on Sunday. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the official online home for all NCAA championships. Earlier tonight, Texas A&M, who was making its first semifinal appearance in program history, not only did they beat Pitt, they swept Pitt to make it to the national championship match. Their first appearance in that match as well. It was all Aggies. They came out confident from the start in that match to take down Pitt, who was a #1 seed.
I was very interested to see how Jamie Morrison's team was going to come out and play on this stage, never having been here before. Now they're battle tested. The reverse sweep against Louisville and then beating Nebraska at Nebraska was certainly remarkable, but they came out straight out of the gate and played so well, so efficiently. They did not blink under the bright lights by any means. I saw no weaknesses, no holes in Texas A&M.
Well, I think for the Aggies, it helps. They have 9 seniors. These are experienced players who've been in tough situations. And Jamie Morrison gives this team so much confidence and permission to play free and make errors and see how they respond.
And so far, they've responded very well. They've responded with history, and we will see Jamie Morrison, who's the National Coach of the Year in Texas A&M on Sunday. Kentucky down by a point here. Madison, what was Kentucky talking about in that timeout?
Well, Craig Skinner, referring to the last play, said that's what it's going to take, winning the ugly. He said it's not crisp yet, but it's going to happen. Keep grinding, stay disciplined, and don't forget to block low and over on Mimi Collier.
I love that, Madison, because there has been some choppy points played on Kentucky's side, but sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty. Just win points ugly if you have to until you work yourself into the level of play you're used to.
Diving in to save it. Collier now tracking it down. Grace Egan will send over the free ball. O'Brien back set to Thigpen. Dug by Egan. Tight and over. Point Cats.
Asia Thigpen with a big arm on the right side. Too much heat, and Wisconsin can't control it.
How important has she been for Kentucky?
Asia Thigpen she gets that speed on the right side. Another weapon to help score and take some pressure off everybody else.
Charlie Furbringer even looked over to the Kentucky side of the net before she set that ball.
Yes, she did.
It's amazing. She turns her full head, loses track of the ball, right, that's coming at her, looks quickly to see what's happening on the other side block-wise, so she knows who to set and win.
Dump over by O'Brien. Collier swinging on the right side. Brooklyn delays block, ate it up. Let's go back to that last play. Look at Charlie Furbringer turn her head.
Here's the free ball pass. She takes a little glance, sees that there's blockers on her, makes them chase, and then goes wide to Mimi Collier.
But the ball was also in front of her, right? So it wasn't set at the apex up top of her head, but that's okay because she's so good, but she checks to see where that block is. That's high-level volleyball.
Kentucky putting a double block in front of Booth, and they still cannot stop her.
Guys, over the last 3 matches, Carter Booth is hitting over 600. Over 300 would be really solid.
And she's doubled that.
It's nasty.
Hudson got hands. Collier got there to save it. Baggage. We're going to go 4-4. Instead, turns it wide. Subbing in for Kentucky here to serve. Wisconsin won the first set 25-12. Vajic has a pretty big arm too. This is a player that didn't play last year. She was still rehabbing a knee injury, but man has stepped in smoothly this year.
Look at the pass from freshman Kristen Simon, just putting it right in Charlie Furbringer's hands where she can run it. And because Carter Booth has established herself as a threat, that's a one-on-one opportunity on the left.
What you would expect from an Assumption High School graduate from Louisville, Kentucky.
Are they good down there?
A little bit.
It's like a libero factory.
One of the first clean kills for Kentucky. That one got through the seam of the Wisconsin block, but we have not seen any easy kills for Kentucky so far tonight.
They just went above 100 hitting percentage in the match. Wisconsin's defense has made it very difficult. And they're serving. Collier back row. Out.
Little games to 5, tied up at 20. First to 25. And look at the Kentucky fans on their feet, trying to will and support this Kentucky team to tie this matchup 1-1.
Tied up for the 8th time. Egan. Blocked!
Eva Hudson, number 7 in white, the most fierce competitor on this Kentucky team, makes the play, and wow, Kentucky has come to life. And it starts with defense. Look at this move. Eva Hudson is so far over the net. That right hand takes away the seam of the block from Wisconsin and presses back into open court.
She's so long, she reaches back in, and that's the passion, that's the fire you want from your team leader. Make your teammates believe we can get this done.
Kentucky is on a 3-0 run. And Eva Hudson, we've been talking about her. She is one of 4 finalists for the National Player of the Year. You're actually getting to see 2 of these players in the match right now. Mimi Collier for Wisconsin, who's got 10 kills, and Eva Hudson, who's got 6 for Kentucky. That award will be announced tomorrow at the All-American banquet here in Kansas City. Olivia Babcock and her Pitt Panthers were eliminated earlier tonight by Texas A&M. What's been different for Kentucky in this set? They were blown out in the first set, 25-12.
Just the little things, better passing for one. They've been able to get Hudson going a little bit, run some middle. Asia Thigpen had a couple kills, and then you saw the spark of energy from Kentucky after that block step. You have to be able to slow down this hot Wisconsin offense.
With Eva Hudson starting to feel it, starting to come on, if you're Cassie O'Brien, you got to feed her. Feed the hot hand, feed your alpha dog, right? She's not only doing it offensively in the second set, she's also getting involved defensively on that massive block that we just saw. You need more of that. Feed the hot hand.
In the Wisconsin huddle, Carter Booth was the first to speak up. She said, get on the ball quick, go get it. We do this all the time in practice. And then Coach Kelly Sheffield said, we're in the red zone. This is where we take over. Take it high. Our offense is in a rhythm. Keep swinging.
Red zone being 20 to 25 points. No surprise Carter Booth was the first to speak up in that huddle. She's their vocal leader. Eva Hudson is going right now.
Cassie O'Brien's also putting a little more zip on that set, and that pays off for Eva Hudson on the left side.
You have to think that once some of your hitters start attacking well and start getting kills, as a setter, you gain more confidence from that. And you're starting to see more confident sets from Cassie O'Brien.
Kentucky on a 4-0 run. Confidence to go to her middle, Lizzie Carr.
This is what we're used to seeing from the SEC champions.
Cassie O'Brien feeding Lizzie Carr right in the middle of the court, and that's a one-on-one cross-body kill from Lizzie Carr of Kentucky.
And her serve just got Wisconsin out of system. In flies Hudson. Set point, Cats.
I love that sharp inside swing from Eva Hudson. Good set in this situation from Molly Tuzzo. She goes thumb down to cut that ball inside zone 4. Such a hard angle to defend.
6-0 run, Kentucky. Second set point on the way for the Wildcats.
But you can just see in the body language on the Kentucky side of the net, they're energized.
Hudson is blocked by Wisconsin.
How about Charlie Furbringer, 24 in black, setting up that pin block against probably one of the best hitters in the college game. She gets out, fantastic handwork, and they close up that seam, she and Andrew, for the Wisconsin block.
But again, Kentucky's out of system, so Molly Tuzzo at Libero is having to step in and set the outside pin. You know where the ball's going.
So Kentucky has to call a timeout. They will have a third set point out of this timeout. They were on a 6-0 run, but Wisconsin pushing here late in this set. A win for Kentucky in this set, and they even up the match at a set apiece. But Wisconsin is not far behind. Orchestrating this Wisconsin attack is a sophomore setter in Charlie Furbringer, who's one of the captains for this Wisconsin team.
Charlie Furbringer feeding her middle, and then back row to Mimi Collier. Here another free ball, calls her own number. But if you notice, all the balls, she's in an optimum position to run the offense. So credit Wisconsin with that good first ball contact to set her up for success.
In the Kentucky timeout, Craig Skinner said, all right, passers, you've got one job, pass the ball to the net. And then he looked at Lizzie Carr and he said, get on the ball quick and get this point.
I like that, Madison. If she gets a perfect pass, she's got all her options in front of her. Lizzie Carr seems like a good one to go to.
It's 15 in white for Kentucky. Or Eva Hudson, finalist for National Player of the Year.
She took a little off that off-speed shot, drops it right in. Better late than never. We got ourselves a match.
We will at least play 4 sets here in this semifinal. Eva Hudson puts it to the floor for her 9th kill of the night, and Kentucky makes the adjustment in set 2. Craig Skinner is with Madison.
Coach, big response in that second set. What clicked?
Well, we just got some breaks, and we executed some serving finally. I mean, it's going to be really hard to stop them if they keep passing the ball right to target. Our serve's got to pick up, and our transition game's got to score some points.
You said Wisconsin forces you to earn points. How do you want to see your team earn points in this next set?
100%, and we got to serve tougher to get them off the net, and our block has got to get more involved with their attacks. They can't get clean kills.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hope.
Even at a set apiece, Kentucky wins set 2, 25-22. At least 4 sets coming from Kansas City. When we come back, Christine Williamson and the studio crew get you set for set number 3 of this semifinal.
Match here in the T-Mobile Center. Wisconsin and Kentucky playing for a championship berth, tied at 1 set apiece as we say hello from our studio crew. Mary Wise, Emily Eamon, and Christine Williamson here. Okay, the start of this match was crazy, okay? Wisconsin came out guns a-blazing, arms swinging, and it was funny because yesterday we talked to Kelly Sheffield about how they would stop their outside hitters, and they were able to do that in the first set. What else impressed you about Wisconsin?
It was the Carter Booth story. The middle blocker for Wisconsin, her numbers were crazy, the 12 kills. But you know what's interesting? If you take away the kills by both teams' middles, it's 17-17 in kills. What has to happen is right now going forward, Kentucky needs to neutralize the kills out of the middle. They're right there.
The biggest way to do that is by serving tough. When you serve a team off the net, they can't get their middles going. Kentucky has to find a way to serve harder, serve in seams, serve deep a little bit better. And then also for the Wildcats, that offense needs to be going from the jump. They didn't turn things on until the last about 7 points of that set. Cassie O'Brien has to do a better job getting her attackers in positions where they can take big swings and get kills.
Yeah, you mentioned the serving from Kentucky's side, but Wisconsin was serving really tough against Kentucky, keeping them out of system. What do they need to do to change that in the second part of the match?
Well, I think it's going to be dialing up the serve, but I think we might also see a rotation. Does Kentucky put Lizzie Carr on Carter Booth? Someone's got to slow her down, and maybe size equal might help.
And maybe some commit blocks too. Even when Carter Booth is up there, if she's one-on-one, she's going to win that battle every time. Maybe throwing outside to help. I don't know, but you got to find a way to stop the middle.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Is there a way to stop Carter Booth? She gets up there and she has no block. It doesn't matter who's out there. She has 2 blockers sometimes, and she's getting kills regardless. So it's been very impressive as Madison is standing by with Kelly Sheffield.
Coach, you said, you know, when Kentucky's back is against the wall, they keep slugging. How do you need to see your team respond?
We need to continue to be courageous. We're passing well. Obviously, that was a lot of errors on our part. They had a lot of errors in the first part, so they responded. It's our opportunity. But I love how we're first ball siding out. We got to score some points off of our serve.
Carter Booth, 12 for 14 in that first set. In that second set, how does she impact the game?
I think you just said it. I mean, she's huge. She's doing it with her energy and her emotion. We're passing the ball so we can get her the ball a lot. We got to continue to do it. We got a long way to go.
Thank you, Coach. Christine?
Thank you, Madison. That is their bleeping middle. She's been doing it all for them. 12 kills on 14 swings, only 1 error. We'll see what she's able to do in the rest of the match, Courtney.
And she's told us, Christine, she refuses to lose. We'll see. Wisconsin and Kentucky tied at a set apiece. We will at least play 4. Winner of this one will play Texas A&M for a national championship on Sunday. Jamie Morrison, head coach of Texas A&M, watching on, scouting to see who their opponent will be. Still got 2 sets at least to decide that. This team in their first national championship match in program history, and he's the national coach of the year.
Kentucky and Wisconsin. Set number 3 starts right now.
One-handed save from Eva Hudson. Gets the attack. Furbringer going back to Mimi Collier, looking for line, won't get it, turned it wide.
Mimi Collier had a one-on-one opportunity versus Cassie O'Brien and just tried to thread the needle down that line. Kentucky with a strong start.
Mimi's got such good awareness in terms of when to go power, when to go sharp angle, when to take something off of her swing. Right there was a prime example of that. Just a 50% shot straight down the line in between two defenders. Heads up play.
It's a player in Mimi Collier who was at Oregon, transferred to Wisconsin, and has found that fire on the court. You're seeing a little bit more of her personality, that competitiveness coming out. And right now, Wisconsin is just riding her.
Mimi Collier has worked hard in the weight room. She's playing higher above the net. She says, look, I'm seeing the block better. It just feels good. And she's also leading her team with more emotion.
Kentucky using the middle behind the setter in Kennedy, Washington.
I thought it was crazy hearing Mimi Collier talk about her recruitment story when she got into the portal to leave and she was looking for her next destination. She had a 15-minute phone call, 15 minutes with Kelly Sheffield, and he said, are we gonna do this? And she's like, I think so.
Yeah, well, credit Kelly Sheffield. He sent her a Zoom link right away and didn't let her sit on anything.
She said as she gets a kill, she said, I was on my way to the hair appointment, and I was like, I can't really do this right now. Her mom was like, get on the phone now.
Where has she impacted Wisconsin the most?
Leadership, experience, obviously the big kill. She can carry you offensively, but there's no weak part of her game. She's fantastic in serve receive, defensively, fantastic left side blocker, and obviously we know about her offense.
And now a four-time AVCA All-American, a first-team selection this year. And Madison, she has been so critical, Mimi Collier has, in this run and making the semifinal.
And Coach Sheffield said it goes beyond the point. She's playing with more fire than she ever has before. Mimi said this group, we have so many young, energized girls that play their best volleyball when they are hyped. So she said, I found my hype with this team.
Her team feeding off of that. Lizzie Carr. Now we've seen a couple times Kentucky's running the middle behind the setter.
Really important for Kentucky to get their middles going. They were 5 kills in 6 errors early in this match, but here, big gap in the block. And you see Carter Booth having to move and chase. That plays into Kentucky's favor.
Twice now we've seen O'Brien go to Kennedy, Washington, as well as Carr on that slide. You just open up the block.
Off of the block into the antenna, kill for Grace Egan.
Grace Egan is a dynamic pin hitter. Both sides, tough to stop. So if you're Asia Thigpen, that right side blocker, you gotta have your hands pressed. She's high, but not pressed, and pressing makes all the difference in the world. Wisconsin putting pressure on the Kentucky passers. Kentucky needs to take care of that first contact. 1, so they can run their offense, and 2, open up the middle and the pins.
First contact was a problem for Kentucky in set 1 when they lost 25-12. Thigpen coming in. Oh, and that got Eva Hudson fired up.
When Kentucky is playing their best volleyball, this is what happens. Molly Tuzzo dig to the transition ball on the right side. Asia Thigpen going off the outside of the block.
Collier out of the back row. And it's a touch. Point Wisconsin.
so quick, cuts it inside the block. Strong, powerful cross-court shot.
Speaking of recruiting stories,
that's a wild one.
Kelly Sheffield flew to Serbia, had lunch with Una, and then flew home.
That's been a good lunch.
I like that commute, though. He said it was delicious.
Well, Kristen Simon was a little slow to get up. She slid under the net.
Shoot, she looks a bit banged up.
Yeah.
She's grabbing her low back. Kristen Simon trying to get under. Looked like she hit hard on her low back.
Trying to walk it off, but you can see she's favoring that right side. Christy Walker is the trainer for Wisconsin.
She's landed straight on that hip. Her hip broke her fall, and that has to hurt.
Timeout here. Wisconsin will use a timeout. They are up in set number 3, 8-6. Taking a look at Kristen Simon.
Wisconsin up 8-6. Libero Kristen Simon just went down. Looks like it's deep in her hip. The trainer was massaging it just now, rubbing some icy hot kind of cream on it. She looks visibly in pain, but she popped some Advil. They put a pad on her hip to protect it, and she looks like she's going to play.
And Kelly Sheffield called that timeout, Madison, so they could give her a little bit more time, and she's back out on the floor. This is a true freshman who has won that Libero jersey for Wisconsin.
Kelly Sheffield also talks about how tough Kristen Simon is and how far she has come, making herself great for this Wisconsin team.
Well, Mimi Collier told us she's the most stubborn person she's ever met, so she's not coming out of this match. And of course, Kentucky's going to serve at her to test her, and she handled it beautifully.
I think her serve receive all night long throughout the entirety of this match has been on point.
Kentucky has not been able to get Wisconsin out of system very rarely, and Kristen Simon is one of the big reasons why.
It was something that Kelly Sheffield told Madison after set 2. We're passing great. We're putting Charlie Furbringer in good position. Craig Skinner also mentioned it. We've got to get them out of system. We've got to get the pass off the net so that Charlie Furbringer has to move.
There's an in-system swing for Kentucky. You'll know if a team's out of system if the setter is running around the court chasing the ball.
I really like this feed by Cassie O'Brien. It's tight to the net. She turns her body and gets Asia Thigpen wide on that line for the kill.
Brezowitz serves it. Vajagic. Collier soaring back row.
Kentucky is not getting Wisconsin out of system. It's plain and simple. Charlie Furbringer has the ball in her hands, and it's not good for Kentucky when she can run the offense she wants to run.
Hudson back row. Long.
I like that run, though, by Kentucky. You get a great pass from Kennedy Washington, who's aware that the ball is going to hit her. Short serve. You've got to run a back row attack to keep things balanced. DeLay just couldn't get on it.
Brooklyn DeLay's in the front row. Kentucky needs to get DeLay going.
Andrew out of system, one-handed save by Tuzza. And Alicia Andrew with the kill.
The first contact by Wisconsin has been so good. It allows Wisconsin to stay ahead of Kentucky in every play. Kentucky's always just responding to what Wisconsin's able to do.
Is leading the way for Wisconsin right now. Overall in this match, she has 17 kills to lead all attackers, 7 kills in this set.
And she came out so red hot, especially at the start of this third set. She has shown such great range. She can tool the block like you see there. She can hit off-speed shots to keep you on your toes as a defense. I think she seems so happy. She plays with so much joy. I think that's evident when you watch her and this Wisconsin team. But her start, what a great response here in set 3 with the way they kick things off.
17 kills after 2.5 sets. Those numbers do not lie.
Mimi Collier, not just 17 kills, but she's hitting .394. That is over her season average as Wisconsin on a 3-0 run right now. Charlie Furbringer told us that Mimi Collier is one of those super dynamic players, and she's really good at adjusting in match, so she can have success deep into a match.
It was interesting that Kelly Sheffield said Mimi Collier doesn't even know how good she is. She doesn't recognize that she's one of the best players in the country.
There's a reason she's a finalist for the National Player of the Year. It's not an accident.
I would love to see Brooklyn DeLay get things going for Kentucky. She's only hitting a little bit over 100, 148, 6 kills on 21 swings. Had a little bit of a slow start with the rest of the Kentucky offense.
DeLay on the serve, Furbringer feeding Collier. O'Brien, DeLay tips out of the back row, one arm saved by Vajagic.
In the Kentucky huddle, it was about Mimi Collier and defending her. He said, let's make 15 try and hit the edges. Let's block the middle of the court and make her go to those sidelines. And then he said, they called a timeout when a player gets hurt, and they're playing tougher than us. We need to toughen up.
Craig Skinner's not one to mince words.
Yeah. Get his team fired up and taking away the middle of the court. Make them hit the little parts of the court and challenge them.
Hudson.
There you go. Heck of a swing. I love that 4-4 shot from Eva Hudson.
Hudson bringing her energy now for Kentucky. We didn't see that in the first set when everything was going wrong. And we forget, Eva Hudson has not been on this stage as a collegiate player.
Eva Hudson likes the ball a little bit higher. Brooklyn DeLay likes it a little bit faster. You said you want to see Brooklyn DeLay kind of come into her own. I think if you're Cassie O'Brien and you're working her out of the back row, you got to get that ball a little bit higher for her on that pick, that pipe set, so that she can go up and attack to her full potential.
They've talked all season about how Cassie O'Brien takes feedback. She wants it. Like, please give it to her. It doesn't take it personally. It just wants to get better. It just wants to win. She's able to move past mistakes. Hudson got a good piece of that. Grace Egan from the left side. Egan into the block. Kentucky relentless, and they were tough at the net in that rally.
Lizzie Carr had strong hands in her joust against Carter Booth. But again, a good in-tempo set to Eva Hudson allows her to beat the block through the seam.
Wisconsin up 5 now after that service error. O'Brien forced the middle to Lizzie Carr.
When Kentucky passes, well, good things happen. Good gap set to Lizzie Carr and Cassie O'Brien trying to get things going in the middle of the court.
Egan rejected. And try her again. She was looking for down the line and hit off the linesman, so that means obviously it's out.
Linesperson dug it off her knee.
I was gonna say, that was a pretty good dig.
Short serve from Eva Hudson right at Carter Booth. And then Kentucky's block says hello.
Good strategy to serve the middle blocker. Not only does she have to pass the ball and then run route, she's not used to that first contact usually.
It's a congested area over there in zone 2, and Eva Hudson's going right at it.
And that never came over, actually. Not a block for Kentucky. It went right into the net.
Cassie O'Brien, you want that one back. She's almost like she fell a little bit too early into that tip. Couldn't quite handle it.
How about Charlie Furbringer giving it to Carter Booth after she passes the ball? That's the kind of confidence she has in her middle, Carter Booth.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like when you pass the ball to serve receive, it almost kind of jumpstarts your momentum into your approach and attack. You see it from outside hitters who step back to pass all the time. They love actually passing and stepping into their attack. Carter Booth looks like she's pretty good at it too.
It's her first kill in this set. She's 1 away from tying her career high. She's at 13. DeLay tools that block.
Brooklyn DeLay now in the front row for Kentucky, and it's a good thing if they can get her going. More kills on that left pin.
Again, Simon nails. Perfect pass. 1-on-none for Allie Andrew.
Missed blocking assignment for Kentucky. I don't know how you leave Andrew, number 17 in black, open. She's driving on the gap. Thigpen staying wide, and Washington cheating out to the right side.
Oh, Grace Egan was all over that.
It gives you a roll shot back.
Thigpen. Oh, that might have been going out. Vajagic. O'Brien running up to set Washington. Furbringer back row with Collier, dug by Tuzzo. Delay, tip. Oh my gosh, wow! Delay ends it. The rallies that we have seen are incredible.
The defense alone, the digs between both Libros, fantastic, just keeping it alive. Vajagic just does anything she can, but unfortunately she sets up Brooklyn DeLay for the overpassing kill.
DeLay's swing with the kill was 40 miles per hour. How about Grace Egan in that rally?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Collier. Perfect placement.
Charlie Furbringer isolating her out of the back row, and Mimi Collier one-on-one. Even though she's hitting that pick behind that 3-meter line, can put it anywhere.
Vajagic goes short serve. Collier readjusting. No problem, just gets better and better. 20 kills for the 14th time this season for Mimi Collier.
No given Wisconsin free balls. That is not going to work. It's going to be a long night, and that was a transition play that Kentucky wasn't able to get a good swing out of it.
They stick with the short serve. That time still able to get DeLay going.
But that's the speed that Brooklyn DeLay needs, that ball on the left pin, and earlier in the match we weren't seeing that tempo to her.
And she takes a faster tempo set than Eva Hudson does when she's up there on the left side. Oh, I love it.
Great heads-up set and communication between Charlie Furbringer and Mimi Collier. They actually talked about doing this at the regional at Texas, where they said, hey, let's sometimes just bring that set a little bit inside so I can work inside that left hand of the middle blocker, and there she does it.
Roll shot from Hudson will do the job.
Eva Hudson has all the offensive weapons. She's really good down that line. She can find the corner, the high hands, but that time just the Midas touch, little drop shot over the block.
tied her career high, 14 kills.
So good at adjusting on the fly. That wasn't necessarily a high set for her to go up and get, but yet she times it well, kind of crunches down and just places that ball so deep into the court outside of the defense's range.
Hudson throws it to the middle of the floor.
I talked about Kentucky needing their stars to step up. That's DeLay, that's Hudson. And these are two players who can put points on the board in a hurry. Cassie O'Brien's finding her rhythm, getting that ball quicker to her hitters now.
Right now, Eva Hudson at 13 kills. Brooklyn DeLay behind her with 9. Carter Booth just a miss hit on that.
You don't see that often. If you're Kentucky, you got to use it.
Collier on the right side with the roll shot. Tuzzo sets up Hudson. Grace Egan coming in. Thigpen off hands. Kentucky down 1.
Asia Thigpen is undersized on that right side for Kentucky, but she is so smart. I love this decision by her to go deep to that corner, hitting it flat off the hands of the left side blocker, Egan, in that case.
When you're undersized, it makes you see the game in a different way. You see different angles than somebody who's Carter Booth 6'7". Asia Thigpen goes high hands there. Beautiful play.
Asia Thigpen has given Kentucky a spark right from the beginning of this match. She came in and got the few kills that they had in that first set.
She's been steady all night on that right side pin, hitting 357.
Right now, Kentucky on a 3-0 run. They trail by a point here in set number 3. Overall, it's a 10-6 run for Kentucky since trailing 15-10 here in set number 3. Kentucky lost the first set 25-12, and an interesting stat this year is that Kentucky's actually 7-1 when they lose the first set.
Interesting. I think Craig Skinner told us earlier in the year, we're slow starters, but obviously they have responded. They were better in the second set, obviously enough to win it, but they look much smoother in this third set, trying to find that quick tempo.
Craig Skinner told Madison in the interview, he said, I want to see us serve and block. I want our serve and block to affect Wisconsin more. Are you seeing more of that from Kentucky?
I think we're seeing better service pressure from Kentucky. I'd like to see them more involved from a blocking standpoint, but they are doing a nice job getting some key block touches, which are just as important as the big roofs, the dominant blocks that we see that result in points. Block touches help slow the ball down and make it more manageable for your defense to run in transition.
Yeah, those block touches don't show up on the stat sheet, but they are critical.
Well, I was watching Kristen Simon during that timeout, and anytime she's off the court, they're massaging that hip still. But she was engaged. She was in the timeout. She's back on the court. It's good that she's stubborn. And Sheffield said, we love the battle, but can we sustain this gritty here in the red zone?
That injury is going to hurt more when she stops for a while. So she needs to keep moving, keep blood flow in that area.
Kentucky keeps testing her with their serve. How sharp is that angle from Collier? This was Simon at the start of this rally with the pass.
So she's moving gingerly, hobbling a little bit on that right side. Let's be honest, she's a Kiva kid. Toughness is her middle name.
It's the club she played at in Louisville. Nice take by Cassie O'Brien after that block touch. Hudson's turn to let it fly. Vajagic with the dig. Thigpen. Dug by Tuzzo. Eva Hudson not being denied on that.
She doesn't even have to attack half the time. She can just go up and throw down. She sees the holes in the block, the seams in the block, Holly, so well.
credit Cassie O'Brien for running down those balls and getting them to Eva Hudson when they needed a kill from her.
Lizzie Carr got the stop on Carter Booth by a Gitch. Huge dig by Tuzzo. It is long. Kentucky has tied it.
Heck of a dig by Molly Tuzzo.
Wisconsin is looking to their bench and asking Kelly Sheffield to challenge this. Holds up the card and gives the signal.
So emphatic
All
with the
things.
C.
All the things.
Wisconsin is challenging. There was a block touch.
If they're correct in their challenge, they get to keep it. There was no touch called on this.
Pinky.
Yep.
Big touch.
Big Pin's right pinky there. You see it kind of bounce back and forth. It's a good challenge.
Second time that Kelly Sheffield has used a challenge tonight. He was successful the first time.
After the review, the call on the floor will be reversed. There was a touch. It'll be a point for Wisconsin. They will retain their challenge.
A big point for Wisconsin in the red zone. Now that puts them 2 points away from winning this set. Wisconsin with 2 challenges, Kentucky with 2 challenges remaining. Both teams with 1 timeout apiece left in this set. So they're making a substitution, a blocking sub for Wisconsin. It's Natalie Wardlow, number 12, in the black jersey, will be in the front row. Right in front of DeLay. DeLay does get the swing. Block is no problem. Carr in the middle. Why? Set point, Wisconsin. Craig going to challenge it? Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's got the green card in his hand. Instead, he'll call timeout. Kentucky's final timeout of the set. They will take it on set point for Wisconsin. Well, Wisconsin has 2 players with double-figure kills. One of them has tied her career high. That one is Carter Booth, who has 14 kills and 3 blocks in this match.
Carter Booth is a player who came in on a mission. Look at her in the middle of the court, front, the middle blocker. Quick hands over the net, and then the energy she gives back to her team, driving hard offensively. Big arm. I mean, I have not seen Carter Booth play with this much passion and fire until tonight.
And it started right at the beginning of the match. She was critical in the first set for how dominant Wisconsin was able to be.
Carter Booth in this first set was a one-woman wrecking machine. She literally lit up Kentucky by herself defensively, and then her offensive match as well.
It was the Carter Booth show in the beginning, and then I feel like we've seen a shift into the Mimi Collier show for Wisconsin as this match has progressed. She's such a force in the middle.
You know, she's talked about when Charlie Furbringer was out and Addie Horner was in there setting. She said she had to learn, like, I'm going to go up and learn, worked on her footwork, worked on the little things that no matter how the set was, to be ready to attack, and that's benefited her since Charlie Furbringer has come back.
And that's a mindset, paying attention to those details, your routes that you run, getting your arm up in time to make yourself an elite attacker.
In the Kentucky timeout, it was Eva Hudson first with a big smile on her face, and she said, we've been here before, baby, let's do this. And then Craig Skinner came in and said, remember, 1 point at a time, do not get overwhelmed. He said, Carr, if the set is tight, don't be afraid to run a route, to run behind.
Set point, Wisconsin. We say Cassie O'Brien got that up. They'll let him play the rally. Touch on on the swing. Wisconsin wins the set, and they lead the match 2-1. Wisconsin is a set win away from the national championship match.
High and flat to the corner. Gets a piece of that thumb.
The Badgers end on a 3-0 run. It will be a must-win set for Kentucky when we come back to Kansas City.
Listening to what your heart's...
That was Wisconsin's first and only national championship. They've got a chance to add another one to the trophy case. They need a set win here in order to make that championship match on Sunday against Texas A&M. Kentucky and Wisconsin went back-to-back in 2020 and 2021 with national titles. Wisconsin ended set 3 on a 3-0 run. A win here, and they are moving on to Sunday.
Kentucky's backs against the wall. They've been playing better, playing themselves into this match, but they need to get Brooklyn DeLay going. Set her a little higher. Feel like she's not hitting at the height of her reach, and just find her window so she can help this Kentucky team score.
Wisconsin, statistically best offensive team in the country. You expected to see big swings, big arms, but I've been so impressed with their backcourt serve receive. They have been nails tonight, siding out.
Okay, well, there you go.
Well, how about that, Eva Hudson?
Holly. They heard you. Wisconsin giving them the short serve, and then the bump set, bringing it up high and inside, but Eva Hudson try and stop her. High flyer from inside the court, able to beat those two defenders on the left side of the court.
That kind of power, you wonder if maybe Kentucky needs to kind of yo-yo her. Bring her inside some, leave her outside to that antenna like we saw Charlie Furbringer do with Mimi Collier when they ran her on that kind of 31, 32 rip inside. It allows you to find an inside angle just like we saw. Now that happened because they were out of system, but it works sometimes well.
We'll see if they move her around. Back to Collier, into the angle. Mimi Collier's got 23 kills.
That was a short string set from Charlie Furbringer, meaning short distance. The ball was passed all the way on the left side of the court. And Charlie Furbringer, it's obvious she's going to that left side. Kentucky has their chance to put up a block, but they can't come up with the dig.
Service error on Addie Horner. This Wisconsin team came out and hit the gas right away in this match. Won the first set 25-12, and Carter Booth was explosive in that. 7 kills in that set alone. They had no attacking errors as a team in set 1.
I like that heads-up play by Charlie Furbringer to realize she's tight to the net. Tried to go deep in the corner. Right idea, just missed wide. Because of Charlie Furbringer's shoulder injury, she talked about, hey, I can't serve the same. So we're seeing a lot of short serving from her.
Well, she dislocated her shoulder and also told us that she tore the labrum in her shoulder. Asian Thigpen just keeps being consistent.
Mind you, that labrum is still torn. She's playing with an injury in her shoulder, and she said, you know, hopefully we make it to a national title game, we win a national title, and then I'll figure out what to do next about my shoulder. Says a lot about her character and what she wants to provide for this team playing through that pain.
It doesn't look like it's bothering her.
No, certainly not, based on the location and tempo she's setting the ball with.
Mimi Collier with a little roll shot into the middle of the court. She's already established her power using the perimeter of the court. That's why that shot drops.
So with the pass, Brooklyn DeLay. Grace Egan on the right side.
it's interesting. Wisconsin thought Grace Lopez would be their starting opposite this season. Unfortunately, she re-tore her ACL, and so it allowed Grace Egan to step into that role. And you know, Kelly Sheffield said at times she's our best blocker, at times she's our best attacker, our best server, our best defender. She's so well-rounded, and she's filled that void extremely well.
Charlie Furbringer is so good at holding the defense. She's got 3 front row hitters, and then she sets the back row, and that puts Mimi Collier one-on-one versus Lizzie Carr at the net, and they don't have time to react.
That came off of Mimi Collier's hands 65 miles per hour. Oh, Carter Booth!
Carter Booth over the net so quick that Lizzie Carr can't get it by her.
It is a 4-0 run for Wisconsin. A win in this set, and they're moving on to the championship match. Egan's turn. Brooklyn DeLay, a solo stop.
Brooklyn DeLay has a big presence on the left side. When she makes things happen, watch her left side. She tracks this ball, hands over the net, takes the line away from Grace Egan.
You see her, come on! Trying to infuse some enthusiasm, urgency into her teammates.
That might help. A little ace and net tape dribbler for Molly Tuzzo.
Just how she drew it up, just how she planned.
I think first ace of the match for either team.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
4 sets in.
Definitely seen some service errors.
Yes, we have, Coach Courtney.
It's going after it. Tuzzo's going to have to step in to set delay. Oh, Carter Booth is a wall.
Right now, if you're Brooklyn DeLay, challenge Grace Egan down the line. Carter Booth is a woman on a mission. Look how much space she takes, that big right hand, taking away the seam from DeLay.
5 blocks for Booth. With a hammer.
We talk a lot about Mimi Collier, we talk a lot about Carter Booth, and for good reason, but Vajic, I think, is so steady and consistent. She got heat and power to her swing as well.
She's hit 400 the last 3 matches. Hitting 364 now, which is still a very good number. Going just long for Asia Thigpen, and no touch call. Simon, the libero, who's been playing through an injury for the last couple of sets.
There's the Brooklyn DeLay we're used to seeing. Just a little more lift on that set allows Brooklyn DeLay to work around the block, hit at the height of her jump, and this has plenty of heat, gets away from the Wisconsin defender.
And ends a 3-0 run by Wisconsin, too. Furbringer is still able to go to Allie Andrew in the middle. Wisconsin hitting .444 in this set. DeLay has to roll shot. Andrew off of 1 foot, DeLay ready.
That set came off the net by Furbringer. Location was hard for Andrew to attack. She tries to throw it over and DeLay there.
But heads up play by Delay. Strong hands, good hang time to keep that hand sturdy and just throw down. I love a two-shoot. I was waiting for the two-shoot. Finally.
You feel better now?
Yep. Who needs dumps when you can two-shoot? Look at the overhead. No tell, you think she's gonna go up and set somebody, scoop!
And obviously, if you're on the other side of the net, Charlie Furbringer has been running such an efficient offense. You have to worry about all the hitters, and then she does that to you.
Good response by Eva Hudson. But Wisconsin is siding out so well that Kentucky has not been able to go on a run here in this set.
76% side out percentage, meaning when Kentucky's serving 76% of the time, Wisconsin gets the point. What would be, you know, what's a good number? Where's the threshold there, Holly?
I would say 55 is a good number, and then anything above that is really good.
And they're at 76.
Correct.
Kill for Mimi Collier, up to 26 kills.
And they're moving that set in and out for Mimi Collier. There's another example where they set her a little bit inside so she can come and work against that block, gives her different options and angles to work with. Makes it difficult on a block when you're constantly moving it around.
So Wisconsin's gonna do a blocking sub once again. They've got Addie Horner serving, who is a setter for them and set when Furbringer was out. Oh, nope.
Changed his mind.
They're not going to do that. Furbringer will stay in. Addie Horner to serve. Resowitz tracks it down. Furbringer running Booth on the slide. Eva Hudson will tool Booth.
Carter Booth dropped her left hand to take that angle away from Hudson, but it tracks out of bounds.
Smart play by Lizzie Carr there. There was a hard ball to track. She was twisting around. She just pushes the ball deep into the court to recycle the play. And she had to dig a ball on a free ball.
Look at Carter Booth's hands drop in to take that angle away from Hudson.
Just gotta finish it.
Furbringer went up to get that ball. Lizzie Carr takes a swing. No touch. And Crick Skinner has got the green challenge card. He'll challenge this. Looking for a touch.
Kentucky is challenging block touch.
No touch was called. I think the middle finger on Carter Booth's right hand. Oh, maybe her pointer finger.
I see that left index finger. Yep.
Right index finger.
Left is right, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Directions are hard.
Cassie O'Brien, the setter for Kentucky, was certain, demanded that our coach challenge this ball. He said, look, you could tell she was saying, I saw it.
After the review, the call on the floor will be reversed. Kentucky will retain their challenge and get a point.
Well, both teams still with 2 challenges remaining. That ties it at 12. This is a must-win set for Kentucky.
Big challenge. You'll see, I wonder if this will switch some of the momentum to Kentucky's side, because right now, throughout set 4, it feels like it's all been on Wisconsin's side.
Dive from Simon to keep that rally going.
Impressive tool.
So Kentucky has the lead.
Good help on the block, and then a free ball over on the cover play. Delay gets that to to her setter, and then Eva Hudson finishes.
Wildcats on a 3-0 run. Tough serve, too. Nice dig. Hudson. Roofed! Guess who? Wisconsin has tied their season high with 10 blocks.
You want to turn that ball down at Furbringer. She puts up a good block, but she's much smaller than 6'7" Carter Booth in the middle, who's doing a fantastic job defensively.
Carter Booth is such a leader on the court, but I've been tracking her when she's on the bench as well. She's so engaged. She's almost doing play-by-play on the bench. When a player's about to swing cross, she'll scream cross, or when they're going to swing line, she screams line. She's so locked in, no matter if she's on or off the court.
It's one of the reasons, many, that why she was a team captain this year. She is that vocal leader, and she's told us she's playing with a new fire.
By the way, that was a monster swing from Lizzie Carr out of the middle. Now you've got some service pressure coming from Kentucky, and the fans in the stands are loving it.
And Kentucky hits 15. Backs against the wall for the Wildcats. They have to win this set to extend their season. Well, coming up next on ESPN, stay tuned for Sports Center. You'll get to hear from the winner of this match. They'll recap the two semifinals here in Kansas City. Texas A&M is already in that championship match. Either Wisconsin or Kentucky will join them there on Sunday on ABC. Kentucky is up by 2. Here in the 4th set, they have to win this set to extend the match. If Wisconsin wins, they're on to Sunday's championship. Eva Hudson serving. And a mistake for Kentucky gives that point to Wisconsin.
Kentucky's been able to dig balls, but it's their transition setting that's costing them opportunities.
Thigpen going after it.
Well, in between that last set and this one, I was in the Kentucky huddle, and I noticed everyone has a smiley face drawn on their hands, all of the starters. And Coach said, give it a little tap right here. Remember why we play. Remember why we are here. Play with urgency. Play with joy. And obviously, that message has resonated up by 2.
Yeah, with their backs against the wall, Madison, trying to find that joy on the biggest stage. Oh, my gosh. Carter Booth adding to her career high.
Wisconsin has been so good in their first contact. This ball right in Charlie Furbringer's hand. She doesn't even need to take a step, and then Carter Booth doing the rest of the work one-on-one.
Is that in front of the 10-foot line?
Yes, at 51 miles an hour. She has 16 kills.
Good side out there by Kentucky. Here comes Trinity Ward. Excuse me, Molly Berezowitz. Can you get a run going?
Like a career high on a 600+ hitting percentage for Carter Booth. And 6 blocks. Player tipping out of the back row. And that stuns away the fall.
You think, hey, Mimi Collier's tipping, that's an opportunity for us to pick up this ball. But Mimi Collier puts it in a really good location, short on the right side of the court, and it gets away from the Kentucky defense.
And she's tied her season high for a 3rd time this year, 27 kills.
Kentucky's doing a nice job siding out as well right now. Again, we're just seeing back and forth side outs. Who's going to really kind of take a run and a lead here?
To bump set that one back. O'Brien out to Hudson.
There's a good dig in transition that allows your setter to set all of her options, and she goes to Hudson. That's what you want to see more of, Holly.
Definitely. Kentucky controlling that dig, and then Eva Hudson can go to work on the left side, rattling that one through the block.
Largest lead for Kentucky, and Kelly Sheffield is challenging. maybe he wasn't. He had the green challenge card and was talking to the down official and is not going to challenge.
I guess we have to see him do the C as well with his hand.
Yeah. Brooklyn DeLay is talking to the up official. The court captain is the only one that can approach the up official. Oh, Cassie O'Brien's elbow did get in the net, but they are not going to look at this. Point Kentucky, and they have their largest lead in a must-win set. What a dig by Tuzzo. Furbringer on the run, setting up Vajagic. Vajagic swinging 55 miles per hour to pull Wisconsin within 2. Serves at DeLay. Hudson unloads. One arm save by Gracie Egan. Back over on the Kentucky side. And Hudson mixing it up with the roll shot.
Smart play there by Kennedy Washington, tracking that ball coming over. Wasn't tight to the net, so she drops off, makes a good pass so that they can set up Eva Hudson. Eva Hudson swings on the first ball, doesn't result in the kill, so she takes a little bit off for a roll shot. Good job mixing up her shots.
Wisconsin calls timeout as Kentucky has hit the red zone. They're the first to 20 points in this 4th set. Cats need 5 more points to force a 5th set.
We're seeing the best offensive numbers all night long from Kentucky in this set, hitting 320.
What's allowed them to hit for a better percentage here?
They've been able to control digs and attack in transition, and that's that first contact. So in getting deflections, getting good first touches, and then obviously Eva Hudson, Brooklyn DeLay starting to do that.
I think it's fair to say, though, it's still not to the standard we're used to seeing of Kentucky. I think there's still room for improvement in transition and some of the location we've seen from Cassie O'Brien, which just speaks to how good this team has been all season long. Playing extremely well, but I just don't think they're playing quite to their standards. So that's a good thing, to know that you still have another gear you can get to.
It's those missed opportunities after digs that Kentucky wants back. They want to take care of those balls better.
Well, Kentucky's got a 3-point lead right now, but reminder, if Kelly Sheffield had challenged this, they would have seen Cassie O'Brien in the net, and it would have been a 1-point set.
I wonder what he was having multiple conversations with the down official. I wonder what called him off of it, where he didn't end up challenging it.
Well, it's a 3-point lead for Kentucky. Eva Hudson leading the Wildcats with 20 kills, her 9th 20-kill match of the season. The Wildcats need 5 more points to force a 5th set. System swing for Collier. Dug up by DeLay. Collier off hands. Kill for Wisconsin.
Kentucky dug the ball from Wisconsin, but didn't get a swing, and that's the problem. That's a ball, even though it's behind the 3-meter line, the DeLay usually is aggressive and will take a big rip at for Kentucky.
Listened in on Wisconsin huddle. Coach Sheffield said, I love how we're handling those tough serves. Keep having good passes. That could be the difference maker when the game gets tight like this.
Yeah, they've had some good passing all season. I mean, all match. Corner into set right now. Net violation on Kentucky. Wisconsin is within 1. Charlie Furbringer is not on the floor for Wisconsin. They've got Natalie Wardlow up at the net, number 12 in black as a blocker. Addie Horner would be the setter. O'Brien calls on Hudson. Got the touch.
Really Good float serve from Addie Horner. Nice job by Molly Tuzzo to be able to control that and serve receive to get a good opportunity up to Hudson.
Furbringer back on the court for Wisconsin. Cassie O'Brien behind the service line for Kentucky. Collier. Dunk by DeLay. Hudson. Egan lays out. Kentucky in the net.
DeLay out of middle back. She's sticking in there and making some good digs. These balls are getting hit hard at her. But these are controllable situations here. You have Lizzie Carr clip that net on the way up to block. You got to limit the unforced errors, especially here in the red zone.
Middle of the court was open for Eva Hudson.
Kentucky passing the ball, that allows them to go fast. And Eva Hudson's been really good moving it around the court for Kentucky. Now Brooklyn DeLay in the front row. Let's see if she can have the same impact.
Great save. Wow. Furbringer slid. One-handed save. Booth with a cannon.
Carter Booth in that rally had a good block touch, threw it back, and then drives hard on the offensive side of the ball. Really having a huge impact in this match for Wisconsin. Look at her drive, yell, she wants that ball.
A new career high of 17 kills for Carter Booth. She has a career high, and Mimi Collier has tied her career high at 29 for Wisconsin. DeLay got a full swing off that time.
Felt like the set was higher, still the same pace, and that allows DeLay to work around the big Wisconsin block in front of her.
And now if you're Kentucky, you've got one of your best servers in Molly Tuzzo going back behind the line. Kelly Sheffield is going to take his final timeout in this set. Kentucky needs 2 more points to force a 5th set.
Both teams hitting for really good numbers. Wisconsin in the set hitting 414. They've been fantastic all night long, but Kentucky 323, not bad considering where they came from in that first set.
Well, Eva Hudson is leading Kentucky right now, and in this set alone, guys, she's got 8 kills.
She wanted to go to Kentucky to make a difference, and boy has she. She is such a force on that outside pin. But I love that she recognizes when to swing, when to throw down, when to mix in a tip, and then the passion she plays with. I think right now Eva Hudson sets 3, sets 4. She's been willing this Kentucky team to try to go to 5.
Definitely, and she brings her intensity, her energy, trying to get the rest of her team going as well.
It's a Kentucky team that came out in the semifinal match, and their offense looked out of sync, out of sorts. It was all Wisconsin in that first set, 25-12. In fact, Wisconsin didn't have an attacking error at all in the first set, and Kentucky couldn't get in a rhythm.
It's really hard on a big stage when you come out and nothing's working. And credit Kentucky with being patient and doing the little things to get back in this match.
And right now, Kentucky's 2 points away. Madison, what was Wisconsin talking about?
Well, they're already back on the court. It was a quick huddle. Coach Sheffield said, 1 at a time, control what you can control, just focus on the little things. And then Charlie Furbringer looked at every single one of her attackers in the eye and said, I got you.
Well, they believe it because she's been doing it all season long. All she needs is one good pass here so she can distribute to any of her very capable attackers.
Molly Tuzzo serving. Collier, back row. Tuzzo got there. Booth in the middle.
Good block touch by Kentucky.
Back row, Eva Hudson.
Oh, you don't see that happen often. It's a great block touch by Carter Booth. Just a miscommunication of who's going to come up under to grab it.
Tezzo with the full sprint to keep this ball alive and for Kentucky to stay in the play. How about this block deflection by Carter Booth? High, giving her team enough time and then no communication.
But it's set point Kentucky. Carter Booth with the jam. Second set point, Cats.
See Trinity Shad series come in for the front row for Vajagic.
We've seen Wisconsin use her as a blocking sub in the tournament. Delay. Simon with the up, it's back on Kentucky's side.
Welcome to the match. Oh, and you got Asia Thigpen.
Asia Thigpen is slow to get up after the swing from Trinity Shad series.
This ball was a tight set by Furbringer. She was just trying to keep it alive. Shad series comes in high flying. Just unfortunate. She comes down on Shad series' foot.
So Kentucky will call a timeout here as Asia Thigpen trying to walk it off. Now let's look at this again. Yeah, because Wisconsin is crossing the center line, should that be Kentucky's point?
Yes, that's dangerous.
Well, they're not taking a look at it. Kentucky has called this timeout. It'll be their third set point as they try to force a fifth. If Wisconsin comes back here, this match is over. Kentucky finally getting in a rhythm, hitting 324 in this set.
Because our whole foot wasn't over the line, that's probably why they're not challenging. Just dangerous when they're coming under somebody jumping, and we saw what happened to Asia Thigpen. Looks like
I don't think you can challenge a center line violation.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
And usually speaking, the full foot has to cross the plane, that center line.
Well, in the Kentucky huddle, Thigpen was stretching that ankle out, walking around while stretching it. While she was doing that, the Kentucky team was firing themselves up, led by DeLay and Hudson, and then Craig Skinner comes into the huddle and says 2 words, rip it.
He's got hitters that can certainly do that. Set point number 3 for Kentucky. Delay sends it long, and we are tied.
Do you have the mental strength if you're Kentucky to settle in, buckle down, and side out here?
Backside to Asia Thigpen. She looks good to go. Collier.
Oh, wow. Triple block. Needed, necessary, gets it done.
Incredible. Both blockers came in to help in the middle. Brooklyn DeLay and Asia Thigpen, and 6 hands over the net. Worked this time against the Mimi Collier back row attack.
4th set point for Kentucky. Molly Brezowitz. Vaya gets stuffed.
How about 5? We've been calling for Kentucky's block to get involved, and how about those last 2 points? Kennedy Washington heck of a job at the net. Great defense.
Kentucky overcomes a slow start in this match. They will force a 5th set. Play into 15 points when we come back. Winner to the national championship match.
Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right where everybody else is.
Semi-final. That's what will decide this one between Wisconsin and Kentucky. We'll play to 15 points. Winner of this set is moving on to face Texas A&M in our national championship on Sunday on ABC. It's been a turnaround for Kentucky from set 1 to set 4. They had to win set 4 to extend this match. They did. Wisconsin has pushed them all night. Verbringer out to Mimi Collier. Andrew in the middle. Well, in 5 setters this year, Kentucky has the advantage when it comes to experience. They've played 5 of them and only lost 1. That was a reverse sweep by Nebraska early in the season. Wisconsin's only 5 setter of the year was against Kansas in their season opener, so it's been a long time.
In Wisconsin's huddle between those sets, Carter Booth started it off like she always does. She said, this is why we're here, no rolling over. She reminded her team no miscommunication plays, talk between every single play. And then Sheffield came in and said, is this freaking awesome or what? Everyone started screaming, and then actually he reminded them, get the off-speed shots, make sure to dig those, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Yeah, Horner couldn't get under that one, Madison.
It's an ace for Kentucky.
I have to imagine Carter Booth reminding them of the miscommunication has to do with her great block touch out of the backcourt that nobody got under. All 5 of her
Should have been a point for
been.
Wisconsin. How about Trinity Ward coming in, serving a cross-court ace?
3 aces tonight for Kentucky, none for Wisconsin. We'll bring her up to Mimi Collier. Lizzie Carr!
You mentioned the aces for Kentucky. Those have come later in the match. We've now seen monster blocks. 2 blocks to win out set 4. Lizzie Carr does a great job laterally moving to close this block. Look at the enthusiasm and the energy.
Remember, in a 5th set, when you play to 15 points, everything is magnified. Every little mistake. It goes so fast. It'll be an out-of-system swing. Oh, going right back over. Opportunity for Wisconsin. That's it. Down the line. Beautiful.
Brooklyn DeLay, unbelievable defense and middle back to set that play up, Holly.
Brooklyn DeLay stepping up, and then the no-looky cookie by Eva Hudson down the line, her favorite shot. But it all starts with that fantastic brave dig by Brooklyn DeLay of Kentucky.
And now Kentucky is on a 4-0 run. Wisconsin has got to call timeout. When you go to 15, a 4-0 run feels like a mile.
And look at how excited they are. And a little bit of, I think, relief, too, from Kentucky's huddle, because I feel like they're finally playing to the level that we've seen throughout the course of this season.
All right, so for Wisconsin, how do you regroup here? What do you talk about?
Well, they passed incredibly well this entire match till the last couple of plays where they pulled their pass off the net. So they just need to get back to a good first contact, passing it in front of the 3-meter line.
You have confidence. You've been passing well all night. Been a little shaky here as of late. Just get back to it. Allow Charlie Verbringer to run her offense to its fullest effect.
So out of this, Wisconsin will have 1 timeout remaining for the 5th set. Kentucky will have 2. Both teams have both challenges, so 2 challenges apiece.
A good way to respond is if you get a good pass to set Carter Booth.
I think it's a pretty good game plan. She's got a career-high 18 kills. Wisconsin Wisconsin's got some work to do, Madison.
And Coach Kelly Sheffield was reminding them to hit high over the block. He said, if they give you a lane, take it. But that whole huddle was about offensive efficiency and putting the ball away.
Well, Madison, Lizzie Carr in the middle for Kentucky. She's 6'6", so to your point, that's a big block to go against. You want to try to find her fingertips and tool the block.
That's number 15 in white for Kentucky. Run for the Wildcats with Trinity Ward serving. Collier. Long, make it a 5-0 run.
The pressure of Kentucky's defense right now is affecting Mimi Collier. We haven't seen very many errors all night long from her.
Does it help playing in multiple 5-setters if you're Kentucky?
Yes.
Definitely.
How?
You have experience to draw on, that you've been in those intense, high-pressure situations before. You also have the physical and mental stamina to draw on because you've done it 5-6 times this season compared to Wisconsin's one. This is the first time we've seen Wisconsin look out of sorts all night.
And they're allowing Kentucky on a 6-0 run.
And Brooklyn DeLay out of the back row goes around Carter Booth to the deep corner. This is a crucial play, and Kentucky has so much momentum right now.
Kentucky most recently played 5-setters against Texas in the SEC Tournament Championship game. So a 6-0 run has a nice lead here for Kentucky. Charlie Furbringer just took a deep breath before she stepped back behind the service line. That's the freshman of the year.
Two shoot. We have not seen that from Cassie O'Brien all night long, and then she gets one to drop at a crucial time in the 5th set.
Have we seen her attack all night long? As she had once or twice? Critical moment, and she delivers. That's your freshman of the year.
Better pass for Wisconsin. They can go to Collier. Hudson inside the court.
I cannot put into words how difficult of a shot that is to make under those circumstances. Across the court, so high, and Eva Hudson takes a swing and is still aggressive in her placement of that shot.
Brooklyn DeLay has stepped up. She's stepping up into the court, digging the seams. Even though this goes back, it's a chance to get a swing at the ball, and Eva Hudson
all the way across the court. She just drops this right inside the block, just outside of Kristen Simon's range. You don't always have to swing hard. It's all about placement sometimes.
Carter Booth off of 1 foot, tooling the block.
Charlie Furbringer goes back to her hot hitter.
19 kills for Carter Booth. Shot series up at the front for Wisconsin. Service error. Here go the Cats.
Vajic checks back in. She'll be in serve receive.
They go to Booth. Kentucky was ready. Lizzie Carr will get the swing. One arm save from Simon. Booth sends it back.
Some good defensive touches by Kentucky, but Carter Booth gets another swing at it.
Kills for Booth, but she has rotated out.
Nice pass by Hudson.
Big Pin will take it.
Great drop in by Shad Series on the block.
Andrew in the middle, dug by Tuzzo. Delay coming in. Just wide on the angle.
Brooklyn Delay taking some big rips, staying aggressive, which I like.
Kentucky used a 6-0 run earlier in this 5th set to jump into this lead. Going to 15. Chat series. Call your back row. In.
If you're Kentucky, you have to have better possessions. You've got to have a better first touch so that you can get a swing out of it. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to connect in the last few points, and Collier is able to go up and take a big swing out of the back row.
If Kentucky doesn't take care of it, Wisconsin will.
Wisconsin's on a 4-1 run. Delay got it. Kentucky's 5 points away.
Molly Tuzzo steps in there for that second ball set. She does a nice job leaving it high and inside and off the net. She's put a little too many balls tonight, too tight. That time she gave Delay a great opportunity to take a big swing.
Middle of the floor, Allie Andrew found it.
Really impressive connection. Charlie Furbringer getting everyone involved. We haven't seen a lot from Allie Andrew, but big kill in the 5th set for her.
I think Furbringer recognizes that Kentucky's having a hard time defending against the middle attack, whether that's Carter Booth or Allie Andrew. So she's running it as she's trying to cut into this deficit.
Delay going after it.
What a rip.
Cassie O'Brien is giving Delay the lift she needed, still with good pace out to the pin. And when Brooklyn Delay gets a good swing in, she got a powerful arm to work through this block.
All the way outside to that antenna, so she can turn line if she wants, she can use the block, she can cut it inside cross court.
Wisconsin will use its final timeout. And Kentucky, those 2 power hitters on the left side are stepping up late. Brooklyn Delay with 14 kills and also 12 digs. Delay has her 10th double-double.
It's been Delay's defense that's really sparked this Kentucky comeback, and that's helping her offense gain some momentum. She's getting aggressive. Cassie O'Brien's lifted her set a little bit, and she's been more of a factor on the offensive side, but it started with her defense.
Guys, the evolution that we've seen of Kentucky just tonight. In that first set, they lost 25-12. It was their worst deficit in a set since December of 2018. And for them to come back, and here they lead in set 5.
Jamie Morrison of Texas A&M says, look, it's all about response. We're seeing a huge response from Kentucky tonight. The first set was a throwaway for them, but they've built momentum, and now they're playing their best volleyball in this 5th set where it counts the most.
What's happening with Wisconsin, Katie?
Well, I think Kentucky's done a great job from the service line, so it's put a lot of pressure on the serve receivers for Wisconsin. So Charlie Furbringer has been on the run quite a bit here in this 5th set. That's what allowed Kentucky to go on the run, much like we saw Wisconsin do to Kentucky earlier in this match. So if you're Wisconsin, you got to buckle down, lock in, and pass nails so that you can run your middle, because when they run their middle, they're having success every time. So I'll be very curious to see what kind of response we see from Wisconsin coming out of this timeout. Because to your point, Courtney, you only got 15 points here. You don't have a lot of time to waste, so you got to push now.
Coach Kelly Sheffield came in and said, look, here's what we have to do. We need 2 points for every one of their points. He said, we can win this thing if we get 2 for every one of theirs. And he said, cover your attackers, make plays in transition, and be gritty.
The little game within the game. Monster dig by Tuzzo.
So again, if you're Molly Brezowitz there, you're already on the run outside the court of play. I think they're trying to thread a needle too much sometimes with these out-of-system sets. Just leave it high and inside. In that case, it's too tight. Brooklyn Delay has nowhere to go.
There's some moisture on the Kentucky side of the court. They'll wipe up quickly. All right, so Wisconsin got one of those points. Can they get two like Kelly Sheffield challenged them to do? Attacking error on delay. Wisconsin's got a couple in a row.
There's the 2 points that Kelly Sheffield wanted. Can he get 3?
Brooklyn DeLay says, no, you can't. I'm get this kill.
I like the response there, and I like the rerun from Cassie O'Brien to go straight back to Brooklyn DeLay. I would have thought about maybe incorporating Eva Hudson out of the back row because she passed that ball, but I like going right back to a hitter who made a mistake.
That just came off of DeLay's arm, 71 miles an hour.
Yes, it did.
Furbringer with the dump.
Kennedy Washington, at least as a middle blocker, needs her hands up, ready to slow that down. But Charlie Furbringer sees that. No hands up, she's going to take advantage and throw it down.
Wisconsin on an 8-4 run. Kentucky had an 8-2 lead in this 5th set, going to 15.
We talk about serve and pass all night long. You get a great pass from Brooklyn DeLay, which allows Cassie O'Brien to keep this ball in tempo. But that 4-4 shot from Eva Hudson is a thing of beauty.
Give her 27 kills on the night. Kentucky 2 points away. Inside to Collier off hands. Oh, it goes over thanks to Brezowicz. Booth on the slide. Wisconsin takes the point.
Lean on your stars, Carter Booth. Big kill off Eva Hudson, who's a fantastic left side blocker there on the slide.
Carter Booth has gotten herself over the 20 kill mark for the first time in her career. 21 kills tonight, 633 hitting. Booth got the stop. Hudson will tip. Collier right into Tuzzo. Mimi Collier up again. Good block touch. Eva Hudson got the touch. It is match point Kentucky. Bringer to Mimi Collier.
It's a big time swing.
Second match point on the way for Kentucky.
Wisconsin nails the pass, gets their best hitter going on the pin. Now Wisconsin needs a stop.
Hudson, dug up by Simon. Collier out of the back row. Wisconsin within 1.
Wow. The confidence in Mimi Collier out of the back row, but all made possible by that dig.
And Kentucky will have a 3rd match point. They called timeout.
Freshman, yeah, Simon stepping in, and then Furbringer to Collier.
Right between those blockers' hands. That's 2 big time swings in a row from Mimi Collier.
She is a veteran and experienced player, and Mimi Collier has hit the 30 kill mark. She's at 32 kills right now.
It's been so stressful. stressful to watch. It's exciting. I'm having so much fun, but my God, my hands are sweating just watching these two teams. I'm not even playing. No dog in the fight. I just want to watch good volleyball. My gosh, it's been fantastic. The ebbs and flows of the momentum has been unbelievable.
Wisconsin making a late push as Kentucky is about to have match point number 3. Texas A&M awaits the winner of this in the championship on Sunday.
At the beginning of that Kentucky huddle, DeLay looked at her freshman setter, Cassie O'Brien, and said, "This is fun." And Cassie O'Brien gave her the biggest smile. And then head coach Skinner said, "Talk on the pass, talk between the seams, extra communication here."
Their passing has helped get them back into this match. Match point number 3, Kentucky. This will be out of system for Eva Hudson. An all-SEC final as Kentucky will play for a title. From set 1 to set 5. My goodness, what a difference for Kentucky.
That was one of the worst starts to a match I have ever seen a team play, but that was one of the best finishes I've seen from a team as well. What an evolution in watching Kentucky from the beginning of tonight to the end.
I agree, and when you start that way, it is so hard to work your way back to fantastic volleyball in the 5th set, but this Kentucky team never stopped believing, and they started making plays.
For the first time ever, we will have an all-SEC final.
Incredible. Texas A&M going for their first national title. Kentucky trying to make it 2 under Craig Skinner. The mental strength that it took for Kentucky to win this match was incredible.
An outstanding season for Wisconsin. They battled through so much adversity and a solid run to the semifinal, but the Badgers' run stops there. Thanks to this Kentucky team, a team that came out and looked in chaos in that first set. They found a way to settle in and win in 5.
Ended with a tough serve at Eva Hudson. She pulled it, but as Cassie O'Brien knows, you have to lean on Eva Hudson in this moment, the SEC Player of the Year, and she has the answer off the outside hand of the right side blocker for Wisconsin. You look at the numbers, Wisconsin hit 375 on the match and lost.
Wisconsin played a fantastic match, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and Kentucky got the job done.
Eva Hudson leading the way for Kentucky with 29 kills. She is a finalist for the National Player of the Year, and she is with Madison.
All right, Eva, 29 kills for you, but possibly the sweetest was that last one. What was going through your mind going up to attack that ball?
I just knew that I had to swing away. I wasn't going to go out not swinging, and I knew my teammates were behind me to cover me, so I was just going to give it my all.
What kind of mental fortitude does it take to take this team to 5 and win?
I mean, so much. I'm so proud of this team. We have so much grit. We've been tested all year long, and to see it come out in these high-pressure situations is amazing.
This is your 27th win in a row with this team. What has allowed this team to peak at this time?
I mean, I think it's just the grit and the absolute trust we have in one another and the love we have and that we're playing for each other, not for anything else.
You're going to a national championship final against Texas A&M. Any initial thoughts on that?
It's going to be a good game. I'm excited to celebrate with my team.
Congratulations, well deserved.
Kentucky will face Texas A&M in the national championship match on Sunday. Kentucky won the regular season meeting back on October 8th against Texas A&M in 4 sets. Our championship is set. Sunday at 3 on ABC, it'll be Texas A&M and Kentucky, an all-SEC final in Kansas City. Let's get you to SportsCenter.